Hey everybody, my name is Dana and I have a very special video for you that I have put together because I have made a discovery that I could not stand to not share with you. Alright? So, real quick, I'm an author, alright? And I have put together something that is going to absolutely change your life. So what I need you to do right now is to give me your full attention. So put down your phone, lock yourself in a closet, do whatever you have to do, all right? You need to watch, rewatch, take notes, and implement what you discover on this video. All right? It's unlike anything you've ever seen, and as I said, it is going to change your life forever. All right? So here it is. This is a bold title because this is a bold video. You're going to really enjoy this. But this is the secret strategy that a goat farmer from Wisconsin, that's me, okay, discovered to sell books for $400, $1,000, even $2,500 plus per copy. That is what I do every single day, and I'm going to show you exactly how. All right? So here's what we're doing. I'm going to show you how to silently, methodically sell your books like crazy for $1,000 plus, just like I do, using my secret strategy. All right? My secret strategy is where all the money is made on books. All right? I'm going to prove that to you. Just keep watching. There's no crazy software. I don't spend a ton of money. I don't spend endless hours working, and I don't have to work with any quote-unquote experts. All right? So I'm going to start with my favorite quote of all time. All right? It's by Earl Nightingale. My goal is to get you to understand, okay, that in order to sell your books for what they're actually worth and actually make money from them, the only way to do that is by turning them into high-ticket books. The only way to turn them into high-ticket books is to follow my lead. I'll go into depth on that and show you, actually I'll reveal some real examples of my own high-ticket books that are pumping out millions of dollars and show you exactly how and why. So you will not see this stuff anywhere else, alright? As Earl said, do the opposite of everybody else, okay? That's what I do, that's how I live, alright? You're going to love that, and it's going to make sense by the end of this video. But, real quick, ingrain this. The only way for you to actually make money from your books is through selling them for high ticket prices. Number one. Number two, the only way to sell them for high ticket prices is by listening to the right people with the right information. That's the theme, and I'm going to show you why that's so important, and it's worth repeating. The closest alternative is to do what I did and spend 18,000 hours trying to get this perfect by yourself. Not a good plan, alright? Having done it. Also, I have to say this. If you watch this video to the very end, I have a very special surprise, okay, that I'm going to show you, and you do not want to miss. Just remember that. So first and foremost, how is this different? How is this something that you haven't seen before? Well, first of all, it's not going to be some washed up information that you can find online. I've never personally had a book deal, and I never will, right? You know why? Because I sell my books for $3.97. That's not $3.97. That's $397. $997, $2,500, and even $5,000 per copy. Okay? That's not, oh, I sold $5,000 today in books. No, that was, oh, I sold a $5,000 book today, plus 10 $2,500 books, plus 30 $997 books, plus 100 $397 books. That's the kind of stuff that I do. Alright? And I want you to do that, and that's why I'm showing you this. Alright? The other cool thing, and that makes this extremely different, is that I have 99% profit margins on my books. Alright? Picture that. Your standard book sells for $15. It probably costs, I don't know, they do them in big old batches, maybe $5 or $3 even to produce. That's not a very good margin, especially when you're splitting it with a big old greedy publishing company. How about I print mine for the same $5, but I sell them for $400, $1,000, $2,500, $5,000 a copy. So I pay $5 to print it, sell it for $5,000. Pretty good profit margin, I'd say, right? So the best part though, seriously, the best part, and this is what I'm so excited to share with you. I keep 100% of the money I make from my books. I do. I don't split it with anybody. I don't split it with a publishing company. I don't split it. I don't have people putting their grimy mitts on my pot. All right? And here's what's really cool. Let me break this down. I discovered this by mistake, actually. All right? I'm going to explain that in a second. Okay? But the most important thing about why this is different, I have my very own high-ticket book businesses. Okay? Unlike most of the gurus out there that pitch their stuff and don't actually use it, you know, nobody else sells their books for the prices I do. Nobody. It can't get any more different than this. So here's who I am. All right, my name is Dana Derricks. I'm not one of those guys who makes all their money teaching stuff, right? As I sit in my office right now that I just purchased, I'm steps away from my production floor in which I actually produce and ship my own high-ticket books. I do this every single day. The #1 high-ticket bookseller on the planet. One of the only, if any, if only. Okay, I'm the first to ever do it. That's me in my goofy blue hat, by the way, with the gray shirt sitting down. Okay, I've worked my entire career, just a little background on me, with some of the biggest millionaire and multimillionaire e-commerce sellers on planet Earth. So I really know how to close big deals, right? So probably a good person to learn from. I have 16,488% margins on my books, 99% profit. This is what that translates to. And guess what? I keep 100% of it. No publishing company gets their grimy mitts on this. Okay? Isn't that awesome? This is why I'm so excited to show you. I'm super riled up for this. Here's even the better thing. Everybody flashes these cool sales numbers, but okay, that's cool, but what's your net, right? Well, guess how much I spent on advertising to make all this money? Nothing. I don't spend money on ads. It's crazy. I could. I just don't. I don't like to. I don't want to. Here's the best part. Well, one of the best parts. I'm going to do $5 million this year in my own high-ticket books businesses. And I'm going to show you exactly how, okay? First, this is one of my favorite stories I've ever shared. I haven't really shared it with more than maybe a handful of people, so you're one of the lucky few that gets to hear this story. So let me start with I once in a previous life was a copywriter, and I was doing copywriting for hire. Okay, so I had a business that different clients would come and hire me to do writing projects for them. And one of the areas I was in was I was working with Amazon sellers, helping them with their Amazon businesses, doing copywriting for them. And I got really good at it, right? And what I wanted to do was I wanted to scale my business, right? So I wanted to continue to grow. Like, I'm one of those people that doesn't get satisfied easily. So I was doing well, but I want to do better. So, but here's the issue. I was trading time for dollars and I couldn't scale and multiply myself, right? How would that work? So I really became frustrated and stuck because no matter what I did, I just couldn't continue to scale. And some of the stuff I dealt with, there was no software tools. I tried outsourcing, but nobody could do what I was doing. And there was just nothing there to help me. So I was just super stressed. My relationships were starting to get ruined because I was working way too much, and I was just stretched way too thin. But that's when I had this epiphany, okay? I thought, well, why don't I write a book that teaches my clients how to do it? And not only that, why don't I sell it for what it's actually worth? Right? So instead of selling it for 15 bucks and it's gonna turn around and make them thousands, why don't I sell it for what it's what it's worth to them? So I came up with a plan. I started writing my first high ticket book. Okay, I didn't even know this at the time. I was just kind of doing it. And then I planned on selling it. Heck, let's sell it for a couple $100, right? This is gonna make them thousands. That's easy. Why wouldn't they pay for it? I thought, all right. So if it didn't work, right, I'd be back to where I was. I'd lose some time and energy putting that book together. But again, I wouldn't lose a ton, right? So here's what I did. I finished my first high ticket book, right? I created a simple process for people to buy it, and boom, I started selling it for $300 a copy, right? So this is so cool. Not only was I making great money, right? I was no longer trading time for dollars. That made everything great. That made my relationships better, made me work less, made me scalable, and I was able to scale and grow a real business selling high ticket books. And I did all this crap by mistake. Okay? So here's the cool thing. this is the really, really cool thing. So I did a promotion, a big promotion, to this particular book that I'm talking about that changed my life one afternoon. Long story short, like I said, I made decent money working for my clients, right? I was doing like 8,000 a month or something when I was doing my copywriting for hire. That's not bad when you're starting out. But then this one afternoon, I made $207,481 in one afternoon. And I'll tell you that it was not by trading time for dollars. I made $207,481 in one single afternoon, selling only one of my high ticket books. Okay? That's what it looks like. So, funny story. That stack right there is 175 books, all right? And that's not even all of them, but that's just um, that's I tried to get a picture of them all, but when it's crazy trying to fulfill all those orders is in one day is crazy. But so you see all those boxes. Now keep in mind, like I'm selling books, but they're not your typical book. Okay, those books were either $3.97 a piece or $9.97. So do the math. Every little white box there, 175 of them, had either $3.97 or $9.97 in it. Okay. So you're looking at literally $207,481 in high ticket books. And funny story, Dana wasn't well equipped for this, so he had his fiance pack all of them on her day off. Hey, I told her, Becca, and yeah, she's a good sport. I told her, smile, make yourself look really happy, like you're really excited that you just put all those books together. Anyway, she didn't know that she was going to be that I'd use that picture ever, but there you go. So that day, this is the same afternoon, guys. Me trying to take all these to the post office. I'm not equipped for it. Does it look like I have a trailer? I didn't even have a truck. I had a car. So my back seats literally they're just falling out. And remember, every single white box you see is either $397 or $997 in every single box. All right, these are high ticket books. These are not your average book that everybody else sells. Look at my trunk. I barely can close it. Look at the door. That's my door on the left. You know how like when you have your car's way overloaded with way too much stuff in it, and like you have to kind of like jam and shove the door shut? That's what that was like. Okay, I could not see out my rearview mirror on the way to the post office. And yes, that was an interesting conversation I had with the postmaster. So I guess there's like this, I didn't know this, but there's like this secret back door at the post office. I don't know if you ship anything, but if and when you run into this problem, um, don't bring them to the front. Like they're gonna tell you, yeah, there's like this secret back door, pull up to it, and then they're gonna wheel out this huge, great big cart, and then they're gonna help you unload all of these into that cart, and then they're gonna take them away. So just an FYI, the post office secret, dirty little secret I just exposed. So remember, guys, every single white box is either $397 in it or $997 in it. That's incredible, right? That's a lot of money in the backseat in my trunk, isn't it? All right. So the cool part, though, again, guess what my ad spend was on the $207,481 I did in that afternoon? Zero. Nothing. Not a penny. I did not spend a penny on ads. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? Even better, it was 99% pure profit. Okay? No publishing company to steal half or more. No fudging the numbers with ad spend. Okay? Oh, I made 207,000, but yeah, I did spend like 205,000. No, not at all. That's almost all profit. Would it cost me like $5 a book to get them printed? Crazy stuff, right? So the fact that you're watching this video tells me you've got what it takes to take your books where they need to go, okay? Or your book idea, depending where you are. You're not satisfied. You're like me, okay? I love it. I love it. That's why I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you, the way to sell your books for what they're worth and cash in on this comes down to getting the right info from the right person. It's worth repeating. It's the theme of this video, okay? 99% of authors do this wrong, which is great. You know why it's great? Because it's a wide open opportunity for us. This is what they do. They go around chasing the pennies on the floor, okay? Because you can see the pennies, right? They go around chasing them, filling their pockets up with them. This is what we do. This is what I do. I go into the back rooms and I grab the stacks of $100 bills that no one else sees, and then I quietly walk out. Okay? Alright, so as you can see, I've done some things right. But I've also done some things wrong, okay? And I've learned a lot along the way. I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to share all that with you so you can avoid my mistakes. It took me over 5 years and literally tens of thousands of dollars to discover this, okay? It took me a lot to get this right. Right? And I've noticed basically 3 themes along the way. Number 1, you do not have to be super bright or lucky to have success with this. I'm not that bright or lucky, to tell you the truth. Number 2, the way to really cash in on your high ticket books and sell them for what they're worth, it comes down to common sense. I'll show you that in a second. Number 3, almost every single author does this wrong. All right? It's just awesome. And guess how I discovered this? Yep, the hard way. So here's the cool thing. You get to use my story though, and you get to do it the easy way. So first I got to show you, what does the hard way look like? Well, first of all, what most people do is they experiment by themselves. So they'll launch their books and then they'll kind of wait around and hope people buy them. Number 2, they'll hire a quote-unquote expert or a publishing company, cringe, to do it for them. This is what happens. They pay them, they get no results, they make no money, and then they're out their money. Statistics, okay? 90% of them don't make money. I'll show you that in a second. Or number 3, they'll copy other authors, okay, who are doing well, and try to model from them, get no results, make no money, and then they're back to the starting point. All right, I've seen this so many times. Why don't you take the easy way that us millionaires use? Remember, I have never sold a book for less than $297. I've sold a lot of books in my career. Heck, my highest price book sells for $5,000 a copy, for one copy. And I didn't hire any of these experts or do anything crazy. I'm going to show you. All right, so there's 3 secrets to this. Write this down. Number 1, there's a secret to transform your books to high-ticket cash makers. No, you have not seen this. I'm going to show you that in a second. Second secret, this is mind-blowing. I am going to expose to you the number 1 myth about selling books and how us silent millionaires make all the money. This is a huge, huge, huge eye-opener, okay? You have to pay attention to this. Secret number 3, I'm going to explain all these in a second. I'm going to expose how to make your books pay you and keep all the money that they make for you, okay? Not just that, but I'm going to show you how to do it without making any major changes. Pretty sweet, huh? So let's talk about secret number 1. Let me show you where the real money is being made. Okay? High ticket books. So let me share a quick story. And it kind of just go a little bit deeper of how I stumbled upon this by accident. Luck, grace, I call it. I think it was grace. But that'll illustrate this all for you and help you kind of figure out how you can utilize it for your own book. So, all right, so for more than 5 years, back in a previous lifetime, as I mentioned, I was working as a copywriter, trading time for dollars. I was making good money, $8 grand a month, but I was getting really, really burnt out. Okay, I wanted to make more money, but I just could not work anymore. There were not any more hours in the day, and I was already overdoing it. Okay, so no matter what I did or tried, I just wasn't making as much money as I wanted to, and I couldn't even take a vacation. I couldn't take a day off, right? So here's a major issue I had. When I wanted to make more money, what would I have to do? I'd have to take on more work, right? So I'd have to, service more clients, right? So here's the problem. If you do this right as a service, right? So you have a lot of people that want to work with you. So here's what happened to me. I'd have to send clients who wanted to work with me down the road if my schedule was too full or they didn't want to pay my fee, right? So what that turned me into was a mess. I felt like I couldn't sustain it any longer. Like I was watching money go down the road. And that's when I realized like there's a serious need in my own business, for high ticket books, right? So I came up with this crazy plan. Okay? Nobody else was doing this. I just thought, hey, I need to do this. Instead of letting these leads go, or these people who want to pay me, letting them go because my calendar is full, or, oh, I'm sorry, couldn't quite get to the right amount of money for this project. Instead of letting them go without selling them something, which is literally the equivalent of flushing money down the toilet, I needed to have something to offer them. Like, I could not stand letting them just walk away. So if I failed though on this, like, worst case scenario, right? They didn't buy what I was offering. I at least tried it. Okay, I can go to bed thinking, wow, I feel good about that. But I know based on math, some of them are going to buy it as long as it's a good offer, even if it's expensive. Okay, so here's what I did. I wrote my very first high ticket book, as I mentioned earlier, and then I started offering it and selling it. Okay, this is what happened, and this is what's crazy. Okay, I made way more money from my high ticket book than I ever did trading time for dollars with my service. When I figured that out, I knew this was it. Okay, that's when I had my aha moment and realized selling books for what they're actually worth is where the real money is made. I could never have pulled this off selling my book for $10 or $20 a copy. No way. All right? So no matter where you're at or what your goals are, I'm going to show you exactly how to take your book or your book idea, if it's not yet written, and sell it for hundreds or even thousands per copy. That's what it's worth. In a minute, I'm going to share my screen and lay out the exact plan I use to sell my own high-ticket books. You're going to absolutely love this. Really. $8,000 a month, $286,471 a month. Which would you rather do? Right? Let me show, okay, I got to do this. I got to show a few quick stories of folks I've shared this method with and who have implemented it into their own books. Then we're going to dive in. So this is an IM I got from Jeremy. Obviously his mind was blown. I'll just kind of skim it over. He says, dude, this is seriously like cheating. I cannot believe I didn't think of something like this myself. I'm already seeing my books selling even at high ticket prices where the real money is. I'm so stoked, man. Seriously. He's fired up, right? It's not just Jeremy though. Here's Moshi. Moshi says, boom, my first sale using your high ticket book secrets. This is major. I now literally can make actual money from my book. Yes. Go Moshi. I love it. But this is one of my favorite. This made me, you know how you have like an email or a text come in and it just kind of drops you for a second? You're like, wow, this is it for me. So Bob, he emailed me, he said, remember when that character Biff was given a sports almanac that told of all the sports scores for the next 30 years in Back to the Future? He stood to make a fortune knowing who would win before anyone else. That's how I feel having gone through this. I know that with this information, I can be like Biff and make a fortune by knowing the winning moves and then taking action. Kudos to you for passing on these techniques. Bob, that is my favorite bit of feedback I've ever got, man. That's cool. If you guys want to have Biff's Sports Almanac, okay, then listen to me. This is the video for you, all right? This is just, it's just too much. It's awesome. So as you can see, the opportunity is right here. It's right in front of you. The answer to selling your books for what they're worth is pricing them for what they need to be priced at and listening to someone who's done it, okay? I'll tell you too, it's not too hard. We're not going to do anything crazy. If you can follow this video, which you are, and if you can write an email, which I know you can sell your books for what they're worth, just like myself and all my case studies do. I'll prove it to you. Know this is the best investment you can make to sell your books and actually make money. Selling your books for $100, $500, or even $1,000 per copy is going to open so many doors for you and make your dreams actually come true. And I am speaking from experience, okay? Best of all, though, you don't have to be a genius or expert at anything. There's no crazy software or any hardcore selling involved. It's really super straightforward, and I'm going to share all of it in a second, okay? The reason, though, I am sharing this video and I'm doing this for you is to help another author out. Seriously. Okay? Think about this for a second. Remember the Earl Nightingale quote that I started with? So think about this. Other authors, they sell their books for $15 a copy, right? And then they give Usually more than half of that to the publishing company and whomever else tries to get their grubby hands on it. I sell mine for $400, $1,000, $2,500, and even $5,000 per copy. That's per book. And I have complete control over what choices I make. I do not have a publishing company breathing down my neck telling me what I can or cannot do or say. And I pocket 100% of my earnings. And I have outrageous profit margins. But as cool as that is, what's the best part to me? I get to serve people and give them amazing amounts of value. All right? There's no way I could do that if I didn't price my books accordingly. That's what really motivates me more than anything. The emails I get from people that tell me that what they have gone through in my books has changed their lives. That is what this is all about. And I hope that motivates you as much as me. Because if that alone is enough for you to buy into this, then please, please trust me, this is going to be worth it. All right. Let's talk about secret number 2. Okay. Not kidding you when I say that they're all full of crap. And I'm going to show you that right now. So remember when I said you have to get the right information from the right people? I really, really, really mean that. All right. You've sifted through the crap online like I have, right? You've probably gone through a program maybe even that doesn't give out the real valuable secrets, right? Well, in about just a few minutes here, I'm going to switch my screens. I'm going to show you exactly how us silent millionaires are making the real money with our high-ticket books. Nobody else shares this stuff. Here's the deal. You have probably been lied to or misled. In fact, I already know you've wasted probably more money than you care to think about on programs, advice, information, services, tools, or whatever else you thought you needed to launch your book. Do you know how I know that? Because I have too, all right? The point is this. Everybody else is completely focused on getting a book deal, quote unquote. They think that scoring this will guarantee them success and that their book will be a hit. Well, getting a book deal is the most overrated thing I have ever seen. I mean it. The truth is, 90% of authors never make one single dime from their book. In fact, almost all of them actually lose money. So if they lose, who wins? Simple. The publishing companies. Guess why? Well, they get paid either way. So instead of doing what everybody else does and focusing our time and energy on getting a book deal that won't actually make us money, why not take back control and focus on building out our high-ticket book business, make a boatload of money, and serve as many people as we possibly can? Think about the value, okay, of selling your book for not 15 or 20 bucks like everybody else, but $300, $500, or even $1,000 per copy. Not to mention the ROI on your risk by not spending more time, money, energy, whatever else on getting trapped into a book deal. Trust me, there is nothing worse than being at the mercy of a publishing company. All right? I say this to you from one author to another. So while everybody else is focused on getting these book deals, which is pretty much like a 4-leaf clover, let's just focus on making all the money. It's really simple. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in a second when I share my screen. But first, just know that we're not doing anything crazy or even really that difficult. I'm actually having my own mother do this. This is kind of cool. So you know how you tell if an opportunity is good? Ask the person, well, do you have your family doing it? Do you have your mom doing it specifically? Yeah, I do. I'm having my mom do this for herself, for her passion, which is quilting. All right? Most people, I don't know how much you know about quilting, but frankly, there's not a lot of money in opening up a quilting shop or getting into traditional types of quilting. There just isn't. It's pretty saturated and people, it's a labor of love. However, for her, she's got a little bit of a one-up. She's already got her high-ticket book almost finished. All right, she's still working a full her job, and unfortunately, she's tied into a retirement package that she's so close to being done with. Anyway, that's another story. But this is why she's not done yet. But she's almost finished. And she's going to sell that sucker for $300 a copy. And guess what? She's never written or sold a book in her entire life. And she's going to make more money than those quilt shops. I guarantee that. So if you think it's hard, I'm telling you it's not. I've done it. I'm not that special. Here's what you have to promise me, though. You have to promise that you don't trust a knockoff service or an expert, quote unquote. You have to do it the right way. High-ticket books are the only way to make money off your books. They really are. But doing it the wrong way is going to keep you stuck and you just won't make money. All right? It's your business and your life. It's your book. Don't leave that in the hands of people who don't even write or sell books. Think of this. Would you let somebody who's never driven a car before drive you in your car? Plus, let them tell you where they're going to take you in your car. That is exactly what people do when they let publishing companies call the shots. They provide the car, and then they sit in the car as basically a passenger who have no say in where they go or what they do. It's crazy, right? If you wouldn't do that with your car, then don't let them tell you how to write or sell your books. Please. Secret number 3, I digress. I'm going to expose how to make your books pay you, and then you keep all the money that they make with no major changes. That's the way it ought to be, right? So I'm going to show you how to do all this on your own without hiring any quote-unquote experts or being dependent on anybody. Again, the secret to success in almost anything is what? Getting the right information from the right people. In just a second, I'm going to switch my screen to share and show you exactly what I mean. So just remember, though, it's not hard. It's not going to require a bunch of staff or do anything crazy. Before I show you this, this is the moment you've been waiting for. I have to ask you a question. All right? How much? Let's say that you sell your book instead of for 20 bucks. Let's say you sell it for $397. How much is only 10 buyers a month worth? Well, that's almost $4 grand a month, which is almost 50 grand a year. So if you were to sell another, that same 10 books a month at $20, you're looking at $200 a month, $2,400 a year. Okay? Did you see the difference? What about this? What if you ramped it up just a little bit of a notch and you sold 10 books a week? And I'm going to show you how it's easy, truly. So what if you sold instead of 10 books a month at $397, you sold 10 a week? Well, that's almost $16,000 a month. And that's almost $200,000 per year. It's $190,000 per year. Remember, what are our profit margins? Like 99%. It's crazy, right? What about this? What about 10 buyers a week at your $397 book, and then you launch another one, and you sell this one for $997, and you only get 3 buyers a week. So again, you're getting that same 10 buyers a week at the $397 book. Then you're launching another book, and you sell that one for $997. You get 3 buyers that week. Well, that's $27,844 a month, $334,000 a year, selling 2 books, 2 different books, for what they're worth. All right? We're talking tens or possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars each year that you should be making, maybe even millions, like me. So let's go ahead. Let's expose these secrets. I hope you don't mind. So I will admit that this video is kind of it's unrefined purposefully because I don't share this stuff with everybody, and I want you to know how lucky you are to have stumbled across it. I don't know how you found it, but just know that it's unprofessional purposefully, because if it was super polished and well oiled, I would probably question it. I'd say, wow, this person really is really knows what they're doing, and I'm not sure that they're actually out there selling these books. So just know that this little cheesy paint document is a good thing. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, there are 4 steps to selling high ticket books, and I'm going to go through each step individually, but write these down first. Step number 1, you have to price them according to what they're worth. Right? I'll go through all these steps, but write these down. Step number 2, you have to define your perfect, ideal, dream audience of buyers. Okay, that's our little awesome dream audience. Okay, then we have to sell right to them, but we'll get to that. Step number 3, we have to get what I call a value ladder built. Okay, and then we have to send our customers up it, and I will show you exactly what that means in a second. Write this down. Step number 4, we have to make sure that everything is systemized. Okay, and I'm gonna just use this as like some sort of weird like icon symbol thing for a system. I don't know why. Okay, we have to make sure it's systemized. That's like a system. All right, and oh, and most importantly though, we cannot miss any steps. Okay, so let's go through. Got that written down? Good. Hit the pause button if you have to. Let's go ahead and go through each of these, okay, in detail, because this is how you make the money. All right, so this one's easy. We need to price our books according to what they're worth. So what does that mean? That means you have to ask yourself, okay, what does my book do? All right, so what does your book do? I'm asking you that. Right? Now, what does that, doing that, what is the value? What is that worth? Okay, so what does it do? And then what is the value of doing that? So now we're talking monetarily. So at first we're talking about the do. What is that? So what is question number 1? What does it do? Question number 2, what is doing that worth? What is that worth? Okay, if you sell what doing that is worth for less than it's worth, okay, so we'll say that we're selling it for less than it's worth, then that is bad. You are doing yourself a disservice. All right, this is what that's like. So here's our garden, for those of you that have gardens. When we sell our book for less than what it's worth, this is me planting my garden. Okay? I don't even know what I'm planting, but I'm planting it nonetheless. Do you see how I've planted only half the garden? And there's another whole half here. Why did I do that? Why did I spend all that time to work this up if I'm only going to plant half? That's what selling your book for less than what it's worth is like. And in fact, it's probably way less than half. Some books I've read that I've paid 20 bucks for, I have gotten a full garden's worth, and I have paid a fraction of what that entire garden was worth. Does that make sense? So here's what we're going to do. I don't think that eraser is going to be big enough. What do you think? Nope. I'm going to scoot down here. So instead of, let's go here. Here's our garden. Instead of planting half, we're going to plant the whole thing, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? We've worked the whole thing up. Why don't we plant it all? Okay, so what does your book do? You know what that is. Now, what is doing that worth? Well, if we sell for what it's worth, this guy turns into this guy. And look at what happens to our garden. We planted the whole thing. All right? Does that make sense? So price, number 1. Ask yourself, what does your book do? Number 2, what is doing that worth monetarily? Sell it for what it's worth. All right? Plant your entire garden. It's that simple. Number 2. We have to define our perfect dream customer. Okay? So this is them. So back to what does your book do? All right? Now, who is that important to? Make sure you define that and you figure out who that is specifically though, right? Because you don't want to just say, oh, this is for, you know, anybody that wants to do this. No, 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 no. Okay? Let's say we have a this awesome like book that helps helps people find more customers, right? We literally have an awesome book that will help most businesses find new customers. So if we go and say, oh, this will be great for anybody that wants more customers, that is bad. Why? Because that's way too broad. We have not defined our dream customer, okay? What if instead of saying, oh, this will do this for this many people, we said, oh, so I have the #1 marketing book, okay? So I have the #1 marketing book for chiropractors, okay? So all of a sudden we went from having a cool book that will help businesses get more customers to, oh wow, we have the #1 marketing book for chiropractors. So now who is our perfect dream audience? Probably a wealthy chiropractor. So let's say that this guy right here, okay, this guy's a wealthy, this is his pocket. He's got a lot of money in there, okay? Wealthy chiropractor. Now, what do we have to do? We have to find wealthy chiropractors and then sell them. Okay? That's it. We find them and we sell them. I don't know what your book is, but you do. Okay? And this is what you're going to ask yourself. What does my book do? Okay, then you're going to ask, who is that really valuable for? And how much is that? How much value is there? So, all of a sudden, if we were the #1 marketing book for, instead of chiropractors, let's say plumbers. I like plumbers. They do jobs that I would never want to do. I have a lot of respect for them. If we're the #1 marketing book for plumbers, do you think we're going to make a lot of money if we're teaching them how to get a lot more customers? Probably not. The value of a customer to a plumber is way lower than it is for a chiropractor, isn't it? So what's the value of a new patient to a chiropractor? Probably a lot, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd say at least, 1,000 or more over the lifetime of that customer. So all of a sudden, your book that everyone else sells for $20 for because they just don't know what they're doing. Now, what's the value of, so what does your book do? #1, our book is the #1 marketing book for chiropractors. It helps the chiropractors specifically get more patients. Okay, what's the value of a new patient to them? Just one. Let's say it's $1,000. Okay, now, do you think you could justify selling your book for $1,000? If all it did was bring in one new customer for them? Shoot, if it brought them 2 new patients, that thing's paid for. There's an ROI of 1,000 already. Do you see you catch what I'm giving you here? Okay, let's move. #3. #3. This is the secret sauce. This, my friends, is called a value ladder. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen this before, please pay attention. This is going to change your life. So basically it looks like this. Alright, so right here is the beginning of our value ladder. So this is something somebody is watching or reading or visiting something of ours. Okay, so this could be a blog, okay, a video, okay, whatever this is right here. Usually it's free. So now we've got them. We've got their hand raised. Okay, now let's say we have a $300 book. We are trying to get these people who came into our value ladder right here to buy the $300 book. Then guess what we're going to do? We're going to try to get them to buy the $1,000 book. Then guess what we're going to do? 2.5, the $2,500 book. And then we could even keep going from there. Okay? So here's the point. It is 6 times cheaper to sell something to an existing customer than it is to go and try and find another customer. That's just math. Right? When we get people into our value ladder right here, when we get them here, whatever that is that got them in, our bait, we're going to try to sell them this. Then those that buy this some of them are going to buy this. Some of those that buy this are also going to buy this. It's just math. It is just math. This is where the fortunes are made. Okay? I just laid it out for you. All right? Number 4. Systems. Let's use that weird icon thing. I like it. Systems. So this is what happens. When stuff isn't systemized, like what I was doing with my copywriting for hire, I was trading time for dollars and I just wasn't able to scale. Okay? Now when you systemize this high ticket books business you're going to deploy so that you can actually make money from your books, you are going to have a well-oiled system in place. Okay? Everything, you're going to know exactly what to do when, and you're going to be able to make as much money as you want, literally. Okay? Here's the trick. We cannot miss any step though. Okay, so pay attention to this video so you don't miss anything. All right? It really is pretty simple, guys. So, all right, so those who sell their books for what they're worth, aka me, aka high ticket booksellers, they make all the money. Those who get the quote unquote deals with publishing companies do not. It's just math. If you aren't making money from your books, listen up. You are doing it wrong. But it is a simple fix. Actually, I'm going to get that paint back up. I'll show you this. This is kind of cool. So, it is a simple fix, I promise you. So, this is an example I like to give. So this is a lake, okay? And there are, I think you draw that like this. Yep, there we go, nailed it. That's a fish, for those of you who... So that's a fish, and let's say there's a bunch of fish, right? Boom, just like crap load of fish. Now, I'm gonna do this. This represents a fisherman. I should get a smaller brush. Okay, these are fishermen. So when you first, when the publishing industry came along, this is how it looked. Okay, and people began selling books and publishing and selling books. It looked like this. There were a lot of fish, and there were some fishermen. Okay, it was pretty cool. Now it looks like this. Okay, there are too many fishermen, not enough fish. They are crowded. Okay, every year, look at the statistics. Every year there are more. The demand for books is capped. It's been that way for I think a decade. But more and more people are publishing way more and more books every single year. So guess what's happening? The fish are capped. There are no more fish. The fishermen keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Right? So this is what I'm going to do for you. I am going to get in my truck. It's my truck. With my trailer. I've got a boat trailer. Okay? I'm going to come to this lake. I'm going to pluck you off of this lake. That you are surrounded by other authors who are biting, clawing, and scratching at your customers, just like you are. I'm going to grab you. You're going to drive onto my trailer. I'm going to say, we're going. And then we're going to get in there, and we're going to drive. Okay? You're on the back, and you're like, wow, where am I going? I don't even know, but this is going to be sweet. Then we're going to land on a new lake. And guess what's happening at this lake? Man, those are beautiful fish. They're like infinity signs. You see that? That was totally intentional. Guess what? I'm going to drop you here, pluck you off, and guess what's happening? You are the only person fishing on this lake. There's plenty of fish on this lake, and there's no other fishermen. Just you. That's what following my advice is like. All right? This is what I have discovered. I've discovered where the new lake is. There's enough fish here, trust me, that I can let a few people in here and fish on this lake with me. You know why? Because it's kind of lonely, honestly. When you're fishing by yourself on a lake, it's kind of fun when you have a couple people to holler at. Are they biting over there? Yep. All right, that's awesome. So they're biting over here too. That's what this is all about, guys. Okay? Excuse that just overly professional example. So, you probably know my story, and to be frank, The proudest part of all this is that I get to employ my family. I make a lot of money, sure, but I get to employ my family. That's my family right there. Okay, there's me and my stupid blue hat again. All right. That's what high ticket books have done for me. And this is why I'm paying it forward to you. All right. This is my story. I wrote a book. Okay. I accidentally wrote a high ticket book, I guess. I priced it for $2.97 because that's what I thought it was worth. It was worth way more than that looking back, but I thought so. I did over $500,000 my first year selling high ticket books. $500,000 in my first year. I was gonna make $90,000 as a freelance copywriter. I thought that was good money. Shoot, $90,000 a year being my own boss. I could get used to that. That's awesome. Then I made $500,000 off my books, and I'm like, okay, time out, right? That stopped me. I hired my whole family. We rented out a production facility where we do these books. My life changed. That afternoon changed my life, okay? Now, I'm on pace to do $5 million this year. This is incredible stuff, guys. You have to get on this. Bought a new facility. I employed 12 people. All this came from one afternoon that literally changed everything for me. Gotta interject this. This isn't all work, though, with high-ticket books. The money does roll in, and you can make serious money even when you're driving around with your goats. All right? That is me. Those are truly actually my goats in the back seat of my car. And the cool thing is, they actually are way more well-behaved in there than my dogs are. So, you know, if you see some goats in the car next time you're out and about, don't judge them because they enjoyed it. Anyway, can you see yourself launching your own high-ticket books business? Like, literally, cashing in on this so you can finally make money from your books and live the life you've always wanted? It's all right here, guys. Again, let's recap the 3 secrets. I hope you had it written down. Number 1, you have to transform your books to high-ticket cash makers. Number 2, you have to understand that the number 1 myth about selling books and how us silent millionaires make all the money is not getting book deals. Number 3, you have to do this for yourself. You have to make your books pay you and keep all of the money they make. You have to do that. So let me ask you a quick question. What's been stopping you from making money from your books and cashing in on what what myself and us silent millionaires are cashing in on? I'll tell you this though. I know that I guarantee it's not your fault. It's not that you haven't worked hard enough, that your book isn't good, or you're not smart. It's much more simple than that. It's that you haven't gotten the right information from the right people. It's that you and I have been misled by the publishing industry. Just like the music industry. Think about this, okay? All the folks who publish our work, right? All they care about is what? Money. So think about the music industry. Same thing. Have you heard the songs on the radio lately? What is that crap? I can't remember the last time I heard an actual musical instrument. Seriously, guys, don't let this happen to us. Don't let our industry become the music industry. It is time we, as authors, take a stand and take back control of our industry once and for all. This is our work, our ideas, and our story. We should be taking the credit and earnings from it, not some fat cat publisher. You with me? Reset your thinking for a second. What if you had permission to get the right information from the right person to sell your books the right way? I know you've probably been burnt in the past. I have too. I know you get bombarded with a million different software tools, programs, and all this other crap for authors. I do too, all right? It's one of the joys of being an author. But think about this for a second. What if you started putting your money in the right places? You stop wasting money on blind guesses or quote-unquote experts that don't actually do it, and you stop trying to figure it all out on your own. What if? Now, the past 30 minutes, I wish, it's been longer than that. Jeez, I just looked down at the clock. I wish I could show you everything, but that's literally impossible to do within a reasonable amount of time. I think you understand that. There's a lot that goes into this. That's why I created this right here. This is the #1, the world's only, high-ticket secrets. The Sell Your Books for What They're Worth Mastery Guide. It literally takes you by the hand and forces you to set up and sell your books for what they're actually worth. What they're actually worth, okay? Like us millionaires. So that they're pumping out unlimited quality customers, giving you total freedom from the fangs of those filthy publishing companies, making you more money than you dreamt possible, and most importantly, serving more people than you could ever have done otherwise. All so you're leaving the impact and legacy that you've set out to, and so much more. I showed you in this video how many secrets, like 5? Well, in this book right here, there's more than 100. It is nothing but straight value bombs. Trust me. I gotta show you some stuff. Colby. This guy went through this. And this is what he said. He emailed me. He said it's been less than 12 hours since he implemented this high-ticket method for his book, and he's already seen an increase in his numbers, so in his conversion, sales, everything. He says that high-ticket book secrets provided everything he needed, helped him understand promotions, and even walked him through setting up the entire thing. That is what he was missing. He was skeptical, but he got a recommendation, and he found it highly recommended. He is more than pleased with this investment. This is the cool part, though. He said it will literally pay for itself before he wakes up the next morning. Unbelievable. All right? Sandeep said this. He emailed me. So we worked together like a year prior to this, and then he went and disappeared. Then he came back, and he's like, you know, like that long lost sibling, or nah, not sibling, but like long lost friend. You're like, man, I wonder what's going on with them. Then they like pop up out of nowhere. This is what happened. And he's like, just for your info, man. He's like, your book gave me this year $1.2 million in sales. That was this we talked just a couple months ago. This was 2016 earnings. He said the year before it was only $250,000. Now, $250,000 is good money. Good for you. But to turn $250 to $1.2 million in a year, that's amazing. Okay? Look at Sandeep's numbers. It's unbelievable. Tyson, though, I love this one. He said he was extremely pleased with high-ticket book secrets. And even better, he said it delivered extremely positive results. His one-time investment brought him an ROI of more than 1,844%. And he still has stuff he needs to do to get it working fully. He said it's a premium book that's worth every single penny. Now, who does this work for? I know you've probably been thinking, what are they writing? I don't know if this is going to work for my book or my audience. Well, I'll tell you, this works for authors, writers, business niches, fitness niches, self-help niches, small authors, right, with only a few or even no books, just ideas for books, big authors with many books that are already written to rework them and sell them for what they're actually worth, and any niche. You name a niche, it'll work. This works for all types of authors, niches, and all types of books. Here's cool. This is cool. I designed this book to be extremely to the point and concise, so there's literally no wasted space at all. It's all meat. You could even let your assistant go through it and implement everything. That's what I really think is the coolest thing here. It's that easy to follow. It's got everything you need and nothing that you don't. Okay? Turn your assistant into a high-ticket book selling expert, right? Think of the value. So inside you're getting just a fraction. Oh, actually, I have to say this. This is not just a book. It looks like a book, but I'll tell you, it is the #1 high-ticket book, sell my books for thousands, mastery guide. Your guide to a profitable high-ticket books business where the real money is. Now, this thing's worth at least 10 grand. Come on, look at what it did to me. Man, I was making 80-something grand, 90 grand a year, which most people would be like happy with and stop there. Then I started making 500,000 a year. Now I'm making almost 5 million a year. So you think 10 grand? I wouldn't pay 10 grand to do that again? Holy smokes. But I gotta tell you, it's not just a book. It looks like a book. Inside you're getting stuff, okay, that comes, just a fraction of it, okay, comes from my real proven secrets that I've gathered over the past 5 years. Working in the trenches, doing this, relentlessly testing and tweaking my high-ticket offers, sales process, everything else. And no, you cannot find this information anywhere online, trust me. I spent the last 5 years doing all this to sell all my books for what they're actually worth. You get all that, right? Remember, this changed my life. It took me from trading time for money, you know, to scaling from 5 to 6 figures. Now I'm doing 5 million while I feed my goats. Okay? It took me 5 years and way too much money to come up with this. In fact, the other day, so quick story. I live in Wisconsin, and during our winters, for those of you that are from somewhere warm and you live in a nice, fair climate, good for you. Here we have a lot of snow, okay? And in the winter, the snow makes the roads slippery, and sometimes we get ice even. And so the people that take care of the roads, they have to put like salt on it so that it melts and then it's drivable. So the problem with the salt is that it really, really, really wreaks havoc on your vehicle. Like it eats away at the metal and it rusts it. So I have to put some of my nice cars away for the winter. So that's why my daily driver in the winter, believe it or not, I make all this money. It's an '04 Crown Vic. It's a retired squad car with 161,000 miles, and the check engine light is on. All right, that right there, literally the other day, is what $37,060, $37,060 worth of high ticket books looks like in the back of an '04 Crown Vic. All right, pretty cool, right? I don't know what your car looks like, but hopefully it's nicer than that. But I will say you better have a big trunk if you listen to me. So again, it's not just a book. It's also the secret. So it looks like a book. You're getting the #1 high ticket books, Sell My Books for Thousands Mastery Guide. Okay, your guide to profitable high ticket books business where the real money is. It's worth 10 grand at least. Plus you're getting my real proven secrets that I've gathered over the past 5 years working in the trenches, making a fortune selling my own high ticket books. Okay, I actually do this and I make a fortune with it, which if I were to put a monetary value on it, I'd say at least $32,500 to show you how to do this. So we're at $42,499 of value so far, but I'm not stopping there, okay? Inside you also get, this is the best part, you get my step-by-step instruction. I literally am going to take you by the hand and force you to launch a successful high-ticket books business that pays for itself. Plus, I'm going to expose exactly how you can sell your books yourself for hundreds or thousands per copy without getting ripped off by a publishing company or anybody else. This is me showing you how to fish. All right, that alone is going to save you thousands or maybe even tens of thousands of dollars. Think about it. If you got a book deal, you'd basically hire a publishing company, pay them tens of thousands of dollars, get a bunch of books printed, and then be out the money. That's what's going to happen to 90% of the people that try. Or if you hire a knockoff service, you're going to get no results and be out the money. You'll probably be out less money, but you're still going to be out the money, right? Or if you do nothing, you're going to stay right where you are, and folks who do invest in this kind of thing are going to pass you, right? Best part though, the book is really seriously fast and easy. You'll have your first book transformed. If you already have a book written, this is what's going to happen. You'll have your first book transformed into a high-ticket book and be on your way to selling it for what it's actually worth in under 3 hours. If you don't have a book yet, that's cool too. You're actually in good shape, because if you have a book idea, or if you don't even know yet what you want to write, now you know how to write a high-ticket book, right? And sell it for what it's worth. Or if you already have a book, now you know how to transform it into a high-ticket book, right? But you have to follow my lead. You have to get this book. You have to invest in this, or else I'm telling you, you're just going to be spinning your wheels. You understand the concept, but now you have to know the step-by-step instruction. So 3 hours or less. Can you afford to spend 3 hours turning your books into high-ticket money dispensing machines? Or make your assistant do it? It's up to you. It really is a no-brainer though, right? So let's recap. What are you actually getting in the form of a really, really powerful book? You're getting the book. Looks like a book, but it's not just a book. Okay. #1, high-ticket books. Sell My Books for Thousands Mastery Guide. Your guide to profitable high-ticket books businesses, where the real money is. $10,000 value. My real proven secrets, okay, that you cannot make up. You have to work in the trenches for 5 years or more, right? Making a fortune selling my own high-ticket books. I wouldn't listen to anybody else on planet Earth because nobody else is doing the way I'm doing it. $32,500. At least I'd make you pay if I was going to show you that. My step-by-step instruction. So this is me literally holding your hand, being that that voice of reason, that good friend, that shoulder to lean on, okay? Forcing you to turn your books into high-ticket selling machines instead of getting ripped off, all right? If I were to put a monetary value on me showing someone step by step how to do that right now, it'd be at least 48,000, at least. Total value you're getting is $90,798, at least, okay? I went from $0 to $500,000 in my first year, and now I'm doing $5 million selling books, guys. Literally selling books. Okay, so think about this. If all this did was it enabled you to sell your books for what they're worth and find your dream buyers by yourself without any extra hard work, risk, or people involved, okay? Would it be worth it? If all this did was it helped you sell your books for, let's say, $297 per copy, so you could bring home real money each month, each time they sell, would that be worth it? If all this did was give you back control of your books so you can keep 100% of the profits on every single book you ever launch and not be at the mercy of a fat publishing company, would that be worth it? That's all it did. All right, it is just math. It is just math. Let's do some math. How much would selling one of your books for $400 a copy be worth to you? Do the math. How about how much would selling one of your books for $1,000 a copy be worth to you? How much would selling one of your books for $400 a copy and another for $1,000 per copy be worth? Now, how much would you pay for all of the above? I'd pay a lot. I can tell you that right now. I'd pay a whole lot if I could figure out how to do that. Who has this worked for? This doesn't just work for me. This worked for Sandeep, remember? He did $250,000 a year with his book, but then he implemented this. And now he's done $1.2 million a year. And I gotta check in with him. But he did $1.2 million last year with no other changes than selling it for high ticket. Okay, following my lead. It's insane. Jeremy, smaller author. I love it though. He followed my lead and started selling his books for what they're worth on the very first day. Incredible, right? Robert, Bob. Dude, he was so excited he compared my book to Biff's Almanac from Back to the Future. Isn't that cool? That was humbling. Me. You saw it. I'm going to scale my family-run high-ticket books business to $5 million this year, doing exactly what you've seen. Okay? So you can see why others pay me $10,000 at least for a consultation, like a 2-hour consultation, 2-3 hours, to help them set up their high-ticket books businesses. You can also see why this is a really, really good deal, even at $9,990, 10 grand, okay? Really good deal considering how much money you can and should make. I've shared this exact plan with maybe a handful of others and charged them a $20,000 consulting fee. Everybody says it's worth way more than that, and it is. But 10 grand for everybody else. But because you're watching this, I got something special. I told you did. You get a copy for just $24.97. Again, $90,798 of value inside of that. At least. You're getting it for $24.97. Are you kidding me? Okay, again, this is only for you as a viewer of this video. Do not share this, please. Go to iwantthatbook.com. It's got a private discount for you, okay? Again, if you want to, you can spend 5 years busting your tail like I did, spend a fortune figuring this out on your own. Well, you probably can't, but that was a dumb move by me, trying to do that for 5 years. But guess what? It landed us here, and that's why I'm paying it forward to you. Go to iwantthatbook.com. Think about it, though. If you sell just one of your high-ticket books each day at $400 a crack, following my strategy, which I take you by the hand and force you to do it, right? This book is paid for in literally 1 week. 1 week it is paid for. After 1 week, guess what? That's all gravy. You get all that to yourself, my friend. Hurry, though. iwantthatbook.com. Now, you have 2 choices. You can do nothing and not invest in this. You can do that. If you're going to keep getting the same results. Einstein's definition of insanity, repeating the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Why don't you change it a bit? Okay, follow my lead. Option 2, you can make the small investment in yourself right now. Compared to all the value you're getting, think about that. IWantThatBook.com. The real question is this, though. Is it worth investing? Which, even if it does half of what you've seen today on this video, it's going to pay for itself in your very first high-ticket book selling week. The first week, you guys. Don't keep doing it yourself. Go to IWantThatBook.com. You already know other opportunities, quote unquote, are going to waste your time and money. But with this, you get the right information from the right person. Right there, those 3 pictures you're looking at, those are just 2 afternoons. That represents $244,541 in high-ticket books in 3 pictures. Right? I need to start documenting a lot more of this so I have more pictures of it, but you can see. This is real. I do this, and it seriously has changed my life. What happens when you get the right information from the right people? You can do the same. All right? IWantThatBook.com. Ask yourself this. Are you satisfied, though? Are you satisfied? Really, are you? I have folks that come to me and consider buying all the time. All the time. Some buy it, and I can watch their progress and see them killing it with their high-ticket books. I'm so proud. But then I see the ones that didn't buy, and they continue to struggle, and things get harder and harder for them. Don't be like them. All right? IWantThatBook.com. Don't keep doing it on your own. All right? Listen to somebody who's done it and has proven it over and over. I do this every single day. Okay? Again, let's recap. What are you getting? It's not just the book. You're getting the book. Then you're getting my secrets that I gathered working in the trenches. You can't make that up. Then you're getting my step-by-step, forcing you how to do it yourself. Right? No more getting used. No more getting taken advantage of. This is it. This is the real deal. The value is so through the roof. $90,798 at least. Remember, $500,000 my first year. That's a pretty good ROI. I understand you are probably skeptical or worried. That's good. It's completely natural. But consider this for a second. If you don't want to invest the money, your book's going to stay right where it is, and it's going to continue to probably make no money. Or if you don't think it'll work, there's a reason I sell high-ticket books every single day, and I taught my family to do this. Would I teach my mom to do something if it didn't work? It works. Or you've never ordered from me, that's okay. Check out my feedback. Nobody has feedback like me because nobody produces results like me. Link's right there, copywritingprofessor.com/reviews. I'm nothing special, guys. I'm not a magician. I'm not a genius, guru. I'm a regular guy who worked darn hard to figure all this stuff out. Now I'm passing it on to you. The fact that you're still watching tells me you're hungry, though, for massive success with your books. You've gotten this far. This is the final touch you need. Finish the deal, okay? I'm just a dude who stumbled across some really good stuff. I don't live the Ty Lopez lifestyle. I'm as real as they come, and I'll be there with you every step of the way. I live on a freaking goat farm. That is me. That is Eddie, Shanila, and Billy. Those are my 3 goats. That's me down there in my blue goofy hat with my family. I'm a goat farmer, but I made myself and clients over $25 million. High ticket books, my friend. It's your turn. IWantThatBook.com. Grab your copy now. I'm going to be putting the price back up pretty soon. And actually, I might be just taking this down completely if it gets too much attention, because you know why? A secret isn't a secret if everybody knows about it. So grab your copy now before it's too late. Please do not share this with everyone. You get an exclusive deal for you as a video viewer, right? This is not for everyone and anybody to get their hands on. This is for you. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Don't sit back and wonder what if, though, for the rest of your life. Take the chance now. Do it for you. Follow my lead. You can do this. You've never seen anything like this for a reason. Because the people that find such amazing opportunities and make such outrageous money don't share it. Okay? I'm different. I was inspired a couple weeks ago by Tony Robbins. Probably heard of him, huh? I sat in the second row. Dude had me 1 minute bawling my eyes out, the next minute laughing hysterically. But I had a major aha moment when I stood 5 feet from the man. I have not done enough to give back. All right? That dude, he fed 1 million people last year. What did I do? Now I'm giving back. Okay? I'm telling you, you can do it. I got my mom on it for a reason. I do it for a reason. Grab a copy now. By this time next week, you're going to be on your way to having your own high-ticket books business that'll take care of you for the rest of your life. But the only way to do that is by investing in this. Grab it now. Watch your life transform. Thank you.